You are watching the HangWith.me Showcase series, cast by myself, Totalbiscuit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SHOUTcraft right here, bringing you Socke in the baby blue trunks. Yes, he's feeling a little bit cute today. He's playing Protoss. He is on the Lost Temple. He is versus his opponents, the one and only Morrow in the green trunks playing Zerg. This is the HangWith.me Showcase, brought to you by HangWith.me and CynicalBrit.com. $200 prize is on the line, along with a $50 Pimpest play bonus, which I will determine at the end of this particular broadcast. Some crazy stuff has already been seen. We've seen some long economic games. We are now on the Lost Temple. We will have to see what happens here. It will be interesting. Will Socke be able to equalize? Socke has been looking extremely strong. Both of these guys have been looking extremely strong. Very, very well matched. No question about that as we continue right here. Bear in mind, the last game, Socke was looking pretty good until Morrow was able to use his economic advantage to lure Socke into an attack that he then counter-attacked with great gusto. Oh yes, Megusta, ladies and gentlemen. Megusta. So much damage. So much blood. It was horrible. It upset me. It scarred me for life. It really didn't. I whooped and hollered at every possible opportunity, which is the kind of thing I like to do when I see violence, folks. I have been desensitized. Fox News was right all along. Damn you, Bulletstorm. Damn you. Spawning pool on the way up right here for Morrow. He will follow up with an Extractor. He will then eventually expand because he hates what Socke does. Socke always likes to screw with his fast expansions. All pros just like to do that at a high level. So there's really only a couple of choices. You either build your spawning pool in your Extractor or you build your Extractor in your spawning pool. But that really is about all you can do. Bear in mind, Socke has been getting pretty lucky with the spawns. He's able to very easily find him pretty much every time, even on these larger maps that people say they're 4-player maps. They aren't. They really aren't. For God's sake, when did you last see a 4-player on this map? Nibble, nibble, says that little tribble. And will he be able to deploy? He will not. Socke is not having any of that, no question. Possibly looking for a pylon deployment. Still looks it. Still nibbling, folks. Still nibbling. The probe shields. Why was I not evolved to be slightly faster than probes? But look at that, great micromanagement. He's able to actually catch him there and force that back. The probe forced back on 2 HP, but unfortunately the pylon is going down nonetheless. 4 Zerglings on the way. They will eventually, of course, we saw it before. It's the same little dance. It will be cancelled, and you will be annoyed by that, at least if you're a Zerg player. Down it goes, and easily cancelled. It can go straight into that expansion, which I imagine he's going to do. First queen, almost complete. Zealots on the way. There you go, you see the Socke gateway that I like to call it. It's a gateway made of gateways. Yo, dog, we heard you like them. Pretty standard opening right here for Morrow with the speed upgrade coming up for Zerglings. No big surprises from either side right now. We'll have to see whether or not Socke decides to go with the gateways once again, or if he decides to break out those air units. We could find out sooner rather than later. He does have a pylon deployed over here. He could very easily deploy a starport right there once he gets the energy to do so. Zealot's already pushing out right now, looking for some early damage. Right now he does outnumber his opponent, but more Zerglings are on the way, and the queens will be available to defend once the second one is out. Bear that one in mind. However, this hatchery is a little bit vulnerable right now, but you're not going to see 2 Zealots chop their way through that anytime soon. How much damage can Socke do with this early push? That's the question that is on our lips right now. The Queen is looking to defend and will do so adequately. And the Zealots are deciding, no, it's not really worth the hassle, if I'm totally honest. 2 more gateways on the way. There's the Warp Gate. We're not seeing Stargate play this time around. Zerglings on the way. We're looking for a flank. You see right there. But I don't know if he's got the numbers for it. He looks for it. Look at how he plays right here. Look at how he herds. He herds the Zealots. He surrounds it. Look at that. Oh, my Zealots. You were tricked. You were tricked. Morrow, such a patient player right there. And an amazing surround. He takes them for bare minimal losses. 3 gateways on the way up. Oh, 4 gateways. Socke, no, redeploying. I was going to say, are you going the White Ra route of 1 base and 5 gateways against a Zerg opponent? We've seen White Ra do that an awful lot, but it looks like he's not going to do that. He's going to build 4 gateways instead, and we'll see what he can actually do with that. Will he be able to keep the probe alive to make that happen? He has at least been able to stop his opponent from getting in there. Morrow has no idea right now just how many gateways are available. What else do we see? Once again, Hallucination coming up right there for the scouting. Morrow with the Roach Warren on the way. And he has that expansion going up. The economic situation right now is pretty good. Socke is okay right now. He's going to need to expand sooner rather than later. You can see right there, I think he's slightly oversaturated. It's not a huge deal, but whatever the case, we see that Morrow has nice, efficient harvesting going on right there. Socke with 5 sentries, which indicates to me he wants to expand very soon. If you're going to have that many sentries out, why not? I mean, it's a great map for it. You can easily force field across that. Zerglings now the speed upgrade. 2 more go in for scouting purposes. He manages to save them as well. Yes, indeed, he is concerned for his employees right here. He is the CEO of this particular Zerg incorporation. However, he has run of the map right now, but will he be able to keep it? Socke rolling out right now. We're still seeing no expansion right now. You'd expect to, considering the number of sentries he has on the field. There's the hallucination. He'll look and see what he can see, which is pretty much everything. I don't believe there are any spore crawlers deployed this time around. Indeed, no evolution chamber is up, so he'll be able to have a good look. He won't know, of course. He won't know, but he's got to suspect. He has to suspect that once again, that's a hallucination. We'll find out one way or the other. He sees everything that's coming up. Roaches on the way. Zerglings down there. No big surprises, and I think Socke is probably going to feel pretty safe right now to expand. He's got the money for it. There comes the probe, and we'll see that momentarily, I would think. But perhaps not. The other possibility is that he saves that. Forge going down right here. He could save it for the warp in. Eventually, he will hopefully expand there and make me not look like an idiot. I don't call that a prediction, folks. I call that a possibility. We report, you decide. This is the Fox News of StarCraft 2 broadcasting, and of course the Drive Time radio show. We will have a quiz later on in order to win 2 tickets to Justin Bieber, also known as Huck. As I discovered, Huck actually kind of looks a little bit like Justin Bieber. It's not an insult. It is not an insult. I too find lesbians very attractive. Forge down. Robotics facility coming up. It is magical and wonderful. What is inside that robotics facility? Is it candy? No, but Morrow's going to try and find out anyway. He's going to beat it like a piñata and see what comes out. He's got 13 roaches. He's got 13 Zerglings. He is 33, in fact, and he's looking for 43 right now. Pushing through that line. Oh, yes, there you go. Talk about sentry placement. It is good. It is very good. He's cut that in half. Morrow knows he's not going to be able to get through there. And that is a very narrow corridor. A dangerous corridor. A dangerous choke point. It is the hot gates of this particular map, and it can be held by the looks of it. Once again, out. Amazing force field split, and it really was. Once again, Socke takes roaches for free, and he is the king of efficiency when it comes to units. 3 lost versus 23 for his opponent. It is good. It is looking pretty solid right now. Yes, the solid Socke. He has been starched through the line. How much damage can be done? Not a huge amount. Zerglings continue to try and do as much as they possibly can. But the attack falters, and once again, the Roaches held off with great force field placement. However, I'm concerned for Socke right now because he really doesn't have that energy. He can't do that again. Gonna have to hold it. He looks to hold it with photon cannons right now, which means that his army count is significantly reduced. 20 Zerglings, 12 Roaches, more Roaches on the way for Morrow. No upgrades of any description. Looks to try and break that line once again into the breach, my friends, once again. Good force field placement, limits the amount of firepower that can be brought to bear. It's still looking pretty bad, though, for Socke. Socke's been driven back against the wall right here. Will he be able to counterattack? Looks to take a photon cannon. He does. Once again, having to back off, and more units lost this time. 80 units have been lost for Morrow, but once again, Socke getting caught out in the open, underestimating the amount of reinforcements that are coming in here from Morrow. Once again, runs that line, looks to break it. Massive damage being inflicted right there on the Stalker line. It barely holds. Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow. So much map control available right here for Morrow. He can expand wherever he damn well pleases right now. No tech coming up for Socke, dedicating everything he possibly can to continuing to build as many units as possible. Immortals coming out on the field, 1 and 2. There's the layer upgrade finally for Morrow. Didn't really bother too much with the upgrades. Evolution Chamber, however, is now in the way. Feels like perhaps he does need it. Does he? Perhaps. More of a philosophical question, really. Look inside yourselves and you will know the answer. The caster will not tell you this. It's nice to leave things a little bit of a mystery. What is he building? I don't know! I do not know. It's a mystery, folks. It's a mystery cast right here. We shall cast blind. And some people might argue, well, Totalbiscuit, that makes no difference for you. And I will cry. I will be so upset by this. And people might make funny voices at me. So mean. So mean. Accents, folks. How do they work? Okay, Socke, what do you got? 2 Immortals, 7 Sentries, 5 Zealots, 3 Stalkers, and an Observer. He looks to run that line. Does he have the numbers for it? He kind of does, actually. Especially with those Immortals backing him up. He's able to bring another one into the field. Robotics Bay is on its way. No other expansion for Morrow right now. So economically, we'll see that Socke is starting to catch up. He's only a few harvesters behind. Socke eliminates those with the use of the Observer. Very nice indeed. Restrict the movement. He's all about restricting movement. He's got so many sentries, he needs to be able to restrict that movement as much as is protossibly. Warp Prism on the way. Drop is a possibility. Nasty Warpins. Phoenix goes for the scout right there. It's not real, folks. Don't worry, he's not wasting it. It's made of paper. You might wonder how aerodynamic paper is. Well, just go back to school, folks. I made Phoenixes out of paper when I was a kid. I didn't really. They were just these crappy paper aeroplanes that weren't symmetrical. They sort of flew a little bit and then pathetically fell to the floor, and the kids laughed at me. So horrible. Socke looks for another push once again. Second robotics facility coming out right here. Coming along for more Mortals and more Colossus right here. And actually, he now has the run of the map. Morrow looks to reinforce right now with those delicious Hydralisks. He's got the Zerg missile attack upgrade and Grooved Spine coming up. Extended Thermal Lance coming up right here. So Colossus is going to be a very, very real threat to Morrow right now. He looks for another push out. How much damage will he be able to be with that? I don't know. That's a lot of damage that could be inflicted right now by Socke. There's particularly those two Immortals. Well, it's going to rely really on sentry force field placement as far as I can tell. No Colossus on the field as of yet. The Warp Prism is in effect. Where is it? It's over there, folks. There is, however, he's actually expanding out to the island right there. Interesting idea. Not even using that for Warpins. Glav Reconstitution almost, well, on the way, in fact, for Mao's Morrow right here. Looking to get that run of the map, looking to get that mobility. His army lacks mobility right now, thanks to the presence of those fairly slow roaches. The creep spread is not as good as he would like. Two Colossus on the way, nothing to counter them. That's what I would be really concerned with right now. That has not been scouted. He has no idea that that's coming, and that is going to bring down great fiery wrath upon his head, especially if he dedicates an awful lot of resources to Hydras, which is what he's doing right now. They die fast, folks. They die fast. They really, really do. Where is that Warp Prism? Is it looking for a drop in the back of the base? It is not. We are drop free right now, folks. We are drop free. There we go. Spire is on the way, but it's going to take some time to get rolling. I have to wonder if Socke will be able to get in there and do that damage. Did he scout? He did. He now knows that is there. He is indeed very aware of it. However, being aware of it doesn't mean you can stop it. Two Colossus on the way. They are in the field. There's a lot of damage coming right here. Morrow pushes out with Spine Crawlers. Needs to hold that line against the Wrath of the Colossus while he's able to bring in those Corruptors. And I don't think he's going to have the time, if I'm totally honest. Socke now with 3 Colossus, and he goes in for the push right here. Now we're going to see that force field placement, and it's pretty good. Oh, that is extremely good. Limiting the firepower, splitting it in half. That force is cleaved in two, clove in two, clave in two. I don't care. Look at a great warp in right there on the edge of the pylon placement. Morrow is annihilated. Good game, ladies and gentlemen. Socke takes it. Yes, indeed, it is 2-all in this best of 7 series. And I will be right back after this. It's just getting started.